What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. At this point, I have to say Russ can't stay in L.A. He just can't make it, because LeBron James, from the reports and everything, you listen to Undisputed and listen to, Skip and Shannon talk about, how, he really doesn't even want to step on the court with Russell Westbrook. I mean, it's almost as if, you hear these reports like, LeBron is basically so overplaying with Russell Westbrook because he can't win a championship with him, but everybody else knew that before LeBron did, it seemed like, because Russell Westbrook is just not the type of guy that's going to help you win a championship because he's just not that type of player. He's not the type of player. His game is not built really for championship status. His game is built more for individual status. I've said that many times before because Russ is just that type of player. He's more or less the type of player where stats mean a lot to him, and he can put up huge stats, huge numbers, and play well, but championship well is different. Championship ready is different. Championship material is different. Championship basketball is different. And Russ is really not on that level. He is a top 75 player, and all that, but championship wise, that's just not really what he's built to do. His game is not really built for that. Too many turnovers, too many miscues, not really being accountable on both ends of the floor at times. It really doesn't work, for the Lakers and what they're trying to accomplish as a team. And as a team, they're trying to accomplish one goal, which is win a championship. Now, me personally, I don't put all this on Russell Westbrook, because to win a championship is never one guy's fault. It's like a multitude of things that has to go right to win. And as for the Lakers, they're just trying to really make the playoffs. Because if you look at their this past season, they didn't even make the play-in tournament. So their goal really is to make the playoffs. So in order for them to do that, they have to, find ways to be effective and everything like that. Now, the reports that came out like maybe less than a week ago was now their big three the Lakers are just going to try to work it out. And, if you listen to Skip and Shannon, they talked about, there was a phone call made by the big three, Russ, AD, and LeBron trying to, piece things together and put it all together and work it out to where they'll make it work, basically. And when you listen to that, when you read that in reports, and when you hear from Skip and Shannon, look at the Undisputed when they talked about it, it really, it really seemed like a false report to a degree, because now you hear more of, the Lakers thinking, letting Russell Westbrook walk. You heard reports like that, and you hear reports about LeBron just doesn't want to basically step on the court, Russell Westbrook. And understandably so, because like I said, Russ just isn't going to change. You know what I'm saying? And you've heard Skip and Shannon say that as well. You've heard ESPN, First Take, Stephen A. and all of them say the same thing. Russ is who he is, He's not going to change who he is by now. He's been in the league this long. He's been playing one way this long. So there's no need for him to really change anything. At least in his mind, he doesn't feel like he needs to change anything. And if a player feels that way, they're not going to. And like I said, Russ been in the league a long time now. You see what I'm saying? He's been in the league a long time, so it's hard to really change a player over this many years of production that he's put into the NBA. And the way Russ sees it, he's playing the right way, because the way he's playing got him to the NBA, and that's the way he plays. And you have to understand that, you have to honor that, you have to respect that, and you have to look at it that way, because that's just the way Russ sees it. And like I said, now you hear backtracking, coming from the Lakers. Oh, now they're trying to go after Buddy Hield again and all this stuff because the Kyrie deal might not go through, and there's so many other things that have to go right for the Lakers to get anybody else on that team, because like I said, Russell Westbrook's contract, it's just really hard to get up off that contract and get somebody else to take it off their hands, because Russell Westbrook, for one, doesn't look like the player that he once was, and number two, the player that he once was isn't even good enough to win a championship. So I mean, it's so much that comes, or that goes with Russell Westbrook, that comes with him. I mean, I don't know if any team is really ready to take on that responsibility. And honestly, I would say most teams really shouldn't take on that responsibility, because the player that he is overall is not going to help you win. It's just going to help you put butts in the seats and stuff like that because of his excitement, the way he plays at times. But everybody knows that's what he brings, that uplifting excitement and intensity. But unfortunately, that doesn't win championships. And I feel like, with all the reports and stuff coming out about Russell Westbrook and LeBron not wanting to play with him going into this next season, the Lakers just have to find a way to get rid of him, at some point. So, I'm really, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, it's disappointing to a degree, because you got 3 top 75 players on that team, and it's not all Russ's fault. Nobody's sitting around talking about Anthony Davis's injuries and all this stuff. If Anthony Davis stays healthy, hell, they have 2 out of their big 3. Most of those games, they still should have won a lot of those games last year, but they didn't. So, it's not all Russ's fault, but at the same time, I can see why people blame Russ, because Russ is basically like the fall guy out of the whole situation. And I definitely believe Russell Westbrook doesn't want to keep going through this as being the fall guy and taking all the fall for everything when it's a team game and a team sport. And he's only one of the top 75 players on the team, and you got 2 other ones on there. So, it's a lot that comes with being in a Lakers jersey. Russ understands that, but I don't know if Russ is really ready for that, and I don't think LeBron is ready to, play with Russ ever again. It's just a lot of reports going out there, so it's like really hard to really pinpoint what the whole situation's about. But I can tell you this much, I don't think the chemistry is there, and I don't think the fit is there, just like I didn't think in the beginning. And I think LeBron sees that more now than anything, and he's just trying to maybe find a way out, of getting rid of Russell Westbrook, and so are the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, even if Russ played for the Lakers this year, how effective would he be, because, all the reports and stuff coming out is all against him. So, I definitely think he wants out of LA too, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did, based upon everything I'm hearing. So we'll see what happens and see how it pans out, but not good for Russ. And hey, we'll see what the Lakers do in their decision making. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.